Hearty good morning to all of you, and a very hearty welcome to this press conference on day 3 of the 51st edition of International Film Festival of India, Goa. I am Deep Joy Mambali, and it's my privilege to welcome you to this media briefing on behalf of the Press Information Bureau, Government of India. We are very fortunate to have with us today Director Alex Piperno. A very hearty welcome
Hello.
to you.
Thank you.
And co-producer Arakan Rodriguez. Hearty welcome to you too. They are here at IFFI for Director Alex Piperno's debut feature film. Window Boy would also like to have a submarine. The film was screened at Inox Screen 3 at 7 p.m. yesterday, and it was the Indian premiere of this film. And both of them tell me that it was a very memorable experience. There was a very good reception by the film lovers of Goa and India for this film. Before we talk about the film, let me briefly introduce both of them. Director Alex Piperno, he is not only a director, he has also been a producer and editor and also a poet. Right. He was born in...
Used to be a poet.
Okay. So he was born in Montevideo, the capital of Uruguay, and he studied film direction at the Universidad del Cine de Buenos Aires. His short films were shown at festivals such as Cannes Critics Week, Bafisi, Moscow, Huesca, Sao Paulo, and Biarritz, among others. Two of his short films which earned a lot of recognition are his 2011 film, The Inviolability of the Domicile is based on the man who appears wielding an axe at the door of his house. It's a quite rather...
I'm sorry, yes.
rather unusually long name for a film, but that is a reflection of the complexity and the plot of the film. And also the more recent Weep the Heedless Madness of These Fields, or Lauren La Locura Perdida de Estos Campos, which is a 2019 film, right? Yes, fine. And we also have with us Arakan Rodriguez. Is an Argentinian producer at Pelicano Cine, a production company based in Buenos Aires, known for films like Guarani. Of course, the film for which they are here, Window Boy, would also like to have a submarine, Patagonia, and The Bearer of Sorrows, among others. And now coming to the film portrays the beauty and mystery of fantastical encounters, which we keep experiencing in our lives, but often we might tend to be blind to them and to their significance. It weaves together experiences drawn from contrasting places and situations, and shows how seemingly disconnected situations and places and people can be connected to each other in mysterious ways. If I may say very briefly about the plot, the film follows the trail of an unnamed sailor who is about to be fired from his job for his frequent disappearances aboard a ship. And it turns out that the reason for his disappearances is because he happened to have discovered a mysterious doorway on the ship which leads to a woman's apartment in Montevideo. Separately, it's a parallel story is going on in the jungles, in a jungle in the Philippines, where a concrete hut is discovered by a group of villagers, by a ranger, and it leads the villagers to question what is inside the hut, and ultimately there is some mystery which is waiting to be unraveled there also. And somehow later as the story progresses, we get to know how these two plots are connected to each other. So we will now, with this brief introduction, I would now request Alex Piperno to kindly share his thoughts about the film, about his experience in IFFI and his first visit to India, if you would like to speak about that also. Over to you, please.
Sure. Thank you all for coming. I am very happy and pleased to be here. It's an honor. It's also one of the few festivals that I could come with my film after the premiere in Berlin and Biarritz. This is the third one. I can happily be with the film, so it's a pleasure for me. And it's also nice to hear you talking about the film, because it's I was laughing to myself while I was hearing you, because it's so nice and it make a lot of sense when somebody other think and talk about the film, which is something I cannot at all can do with clearness. So it's now listening to you, I understand better the film, and that's nice. Finally, so it was nice to hear you. Yes, and as I said in the introduction of the screening yesterday, I am from Uruguay, and I live, or used to live, I don't know, after COVID, in Argentina, which they are like this, in Buenos Aires. The cities are separated by a 3 hours ferry. And when I was firstly arrived in Buenos Aires, in this ferry I discovered that I had two parallel lives, one in Montevideo, the old one, and the new one in Buenos Aires. And I understood that this ship was a fantastical ship that could connect these two parallel lives, and so it was also possible to connect any other places with this ship. So I discovered it was a fantastical ship, and that was the origin, as we talked, of at least the first image, or the revelation of, okay, this is a film I had like 10 years ago. So it's true, it's about encounters or also disencounters, which is the same, right? And also about the fantasy that one may have about staying in other place, or in your fantasy. I mean, if you find a door, where would you go? And at the other side of the door is the same. So also that feeling of that frustrating but also liberating feeling of understanding that there's nothing else but what we are surrounded by. So even if it's a fantasy film, a fantastical film, it's not. I feel it is like a naturalistical in a way, because it's like the fantastical proceedments, or let's say the poetical elements are like how you say resonation of what we already know and experience in everyday life. So yes, I don't know if you can open to questions or what you want.
Okay.
No, sorry. And regarding the staying here, this is my first time in India. I've been here for 3 days, so it's still new. I can only talk about the food, and which is nice, and also the very warm audience and welcome I had. So I am very pleased and happy to be here.
Thank you for sharing your the thought process and the genesis of the film, how the idea arose during a journey aboard a cruise ship between Argentina and Uruguay, and how it's, and congratulations that you are finally able to transform your dream into reality.
A nightmare into reality.
Yes, a nightmare. Okay.
No, but also being here with you now is like so strange. It's like to open a door literally and be in other side of the world. So it's not so strange at the end of the day, I think.
Okay. So he's basically talking about the union of opposites, which is present in our life. Okay, fine. Now I would request Araken Rodriguez to also, who is the co-producer of the film, to kindly share your thoughts, please.
Hello, good morning, and thank you all for coming. This is, in so many ways, for me, it's also like my debut film as a producer. It was a really big challenge, production-wise. We shot in 2 different continents, in 4 different countries, in a period of 2 years. So it was a long process. It was a very hard process and difficult to put together. So it's like he said, to be here, it kind of makes sense for us to be showing the film here, since we shot in a big part of the movie we shot in the Philippines, which for us is here. It's like we're in the middle point between Argentina and the Philippines, but for us it was the other half of the world. I mean, if we would get further away, we would be closer to home. So it makes a lot of sense to be here, and like he said, like yesterday, the audience was very warm, and we got the sense that the film was getting through, and it made sense for the audience here too. So that means a lot. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing your experience. Now I would request the audience to ask any questions which you might have for our guests. Yes, please.
Hello, sir. Welcome to India. And sir, we would like to know about Uruguay's film industry. Tell us what genre of movies are more popular over there. And since your movies are made in Spanish language, what is the reception? What sort of reception does do your movies in Uruguay get in other Spanish-speaking countries?
For me, it's strange to talk about the Uruguayan industry since we are 3 million and being here, which is a huge continent. India itself is like, I don't know if we can talk about industry, like maybe it's an industry in sense, or in the terms of now Amazon is shooting in Uruguay, but more like production services, but it's very, very new and green and handmade, let's say, in terms of filmmaking, and it's quite new. Around 20 years maybe since the first films which can find audiences abroad, let's say. So I will not say, and I would happily not say there's a genre. In the very beginning, the idea of art house Uruguayan films was like reduced to the first films, like for instance Whiskey and 25 Watts, which are the best well-known films. But now it's like opening, and there's you can find like genre films, author films, B-class films, and everything is like small but wide. And for me, that's a nice stuff, because I believe that there should be not one national cinema, but several national cinemas. And I think I feel happy that Uruguay is little by little going in that direction. Regarding the language, no, in Spanish you are used to watch films in Spanish, so that's not new. What may be new is that it's not so much a Uruguayan film in the terms that it's like a very like I hate the word multicultural. I won't say it's multicultural, but yes, the world, the whole world, it's part of the material of the film, and I am glad to say that. So it's Uruguayan in a strange way, it's Argentinian in a strange way, maybe it's like me in a strange way also, but I strongly believe that you can find the identity, or whatever that means, of culture in the way that a film watch the world and name the world, and much better if you cannot say straight what does mean. I like to keep also this ambiguity, this mysterious, this passion about the impossibility of naming the word in cinema. I think I didn't answer your question, but I did my best. Sorry.
Yes, you did answer the question. Okay, we have another question here, please. Can we have the mic passed to him?
Hi Alex, congratulations for the tremendous amount of the response from the audience. First, my question is, why is such a long title for your film? Is there any specific story behind it? And secondly, you are in India. Any plans to shoot here for in future?
I'm open to proposals. Regarding the title, why not? Why a title should be like The House? I'm not so sure about that. I like that the title can open. I like the title as an invitation of playing, of not dreaming, which is a cheesy word, but like being open to the experience of a film which is not maybe a straight story, you know, like an invitation to a way of opening to the experience of a film. And also I like the idea that the title can name something, even can judge the character, which is that voice behind the title that says that Windowboy would also like to have a submarine. I like that. It's like it's a layer of sense which the title adds to the film, and I am very interested in these encounters of different layers, you know, regarding the film, the narrative of the film. So on one hand, that also in Spanish is Chico Ventana, which you won't say in Spanish Chico Ventana. It sounds like a bad translation of neutral Spanish from English. So there's something about the broken language and the broken sense and the broken logic of the bad translation of the title also itself, which has to do, I think, with the way of the mise en scène of the film. So it's like an open door for this feeling of the experience of the film. And regarding my next film in India, I don't know, but no. Yesterday, talking with a new friend, with an Indian new friend, he said that we should shoot with Indians, and we were drunk, and I say, why not? So who knows? Maybe in this couple of days, something appears.
We really do hope that you come and shoot in India. The government is also taking various measures to promote shooting in the country, and as you would probably know, India is the diverse geography and richness of the country could also be something which would encourage you to explore that.
Right now, for me, the Indian film is being here, not understanding anything at all, and like being open to the experience of the IFI. That's quite a lot for me right now. But yeah, I'm looking forward.
Thank you. Any other question? You have one more question, please. Yes. Yeah.
Tell us about the personalities from world cinema who influence you or your films.
Sorry?
The personalities from world cinema from Hollywood, maybe from Hollywood, from Europe, from India, from Japanese films, who have an influence on your films or
like
your filmmaking process.
Directors, you say?
Directors, yes.
A lot. The first director I met, the films the first films I met, which I was really touched by, were the films by Tsai Ming-liang. I don't know how you say here. Tsai Ming-liang, the Taiwanese director, which I love, because as we were kidding, I used to be a poet, so I firstly was interested in words, and then when I started making cinema, I said to myself that it was not necessary to use words, because the cinema itself is a different language. So I guess I could understand which were those possibilities of the language with Tsai Ming-liang's films, and also with Robert Bresson, the French filmmaker, to name two directors. But yeah, there are quite a lot. There's a big family out there. And it's also nice to I guess to think that that family it's not reduced to a country cinematography, but like a worldwide family, and a peripheral family also, because I find out that I'm more interested in peripheral countries filmmakers, and that makes a lot of sense. In a way, I think that I may feel more closer to some Asian countries filmmakers than maybe Latin American, maybe, and that's strange. I don't know what to think about that, but it's nice. You know, I know, yes, what to think. Being a foreigner in your own film, it's a nice feeling for me, and it's easy to be foreigner in foreigner countries. So there's something about making my own film a foreign country from myself which I think is fun.
Thank you. Any other question from anyone? Yes, okay.
Hello, this question is for both of you. You being a producer and you being a writer, director, plot maker, actually, why do you want to make films, and why do you want to get that audience? What is your thought on that? Why film is important to yourself? Why this media you chose, and how you want to showcase that to audience?
I would like to hear your feelings about that.
I'll start. I think I'm not really sure why, but since I was a little kid, this was the way of looking into the world. Like I always say as a joke that when I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut, cowboy, World War II pilot, a Ghostbuster, or whatever. Then I realized maybe I like films. So, in a sense, it's. I think this is why I ask myself that question a lot. So I guess my idea would be to through my work in films to get to people the same way they got to me, and made possible, for instance, to be here right now and enjoy this this process and the results, especially because like I said before, the shooting of this movie was really complex and really long, and to be here right now, it feels like a really big success. So I don't know if that answers your question.
I think it has to do with what I just said about being a foreigner in my own world. For me, it's like playing. It's like discovering stuff. I feel like a spectator, like a privileged spectator of my own films. I would not say that I know what I am doing while doing a film. He can attest. How you say testimonio, testigo?
I'm living proof of that.
Yeah, exactly. But what I do in my films is like having a Word document, and I send me a lot of emails, and I put all these messages I send to myself in this document, and after some time I have a long document full of images and ideas, different ideas, and the moment where I can start trying to put them together without understanding why is the moment that things start to happening, and I am a spectator of that, and I really enjoyed that moment, and I really try to feel. I mean, I'm really passionate of discovering the things happening, and having the possibility of do what I want with that. What if now this happens? I can do it because it's my film. Okay, so it's happening, and I really love that process. So it's a way of having fun, a way of understanding or not understanding the world. I don't know. I mean, what else could I do? I don't know. So yes, I am very. I would love to ask you why you are here and you are press, but I don't know. Who knows? One is like pulled by some strange wave one cannot name, but that's okay. That's nice.
So you are enjoying this, or
Please, can you use the mic?
so you are enjoying this all this process right now. And one more thing, you shoot the film in 4 countries, huh? Is this feeling start coming that the world is a home to you?
A home?
The world is a home. Is this feeling started coming in mind for you? The world is like a home only. We are different countries. We are living in different countries, but the entire world is like a home, one home or something. Do you feel like that?
More than a home, I
through
would say
that process?
like a corridor. The corridor that leads to houses, or more than a home, more than a place to feel comfortable, a place to feel like going through. I like that idea.
Okay.
Actually, in the film, every character, they don't belong to the spaces. They are like foreigners of the
Correct.
spaces,
Correct.
and this strange space has become quite strange. So I would not say that it's a home, but a
Okay.
corridor or something like
Got
that. Yes.
Got it.
Again, maybe for you the word is a home.
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. Yes, I think what we can do with this, what we did with this process, and what we hope to do in the next films or whatever, is to learn about each other. I mean, to learn from respect and paying attention and seeing, to truly see the person next to you, and to work together. I mean, it was amazing to work with the Filipino crew, which for me was it was not my first time, but I mean, when we got there and we would start working, we were just like home. We were at home, and I hope we transmitted that to them as well. And for the second day, we were at home, exactly just like you said.
Yesterday, I was asked why we actually we went to Philippines, and why maybe we couldn't shoot that at home. And I said that it would not make sense to me to shoot that at home. For me, it was a real need to go to the other side of the world to shoot the film. And I think that if a film can do that inside the film and outside, that's a point for making cinema, and that's a point. I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, turning the world always a strange new place full of strange encounters, and that's a good way of staying in the world. Why not? Yes, of course, yes. And it's also true that, like, meeting the Filipinos cast and crew, and also not only Philippines, in everyday life in the shooting, it's also new encounters, but like quickly you can make family, or quickly you can feel the empathy and the chemistry, and that's a lot. Thank you.
Do we have any other question from anyone? Okay, so in that case, we will put an end, close this press conference here, and we once again, on behalf of IFI, congratulate both of you for your film, and we are grateful for your presence, and we wish you the very best in future. We wish a very heartful and rich journey of discovery and understanding and exploration through a exciting maze of corridors, if I would say. So thank you, everyone. Thank you.